So today we are going to read this blog. Let me remove this to the side. So I have been following this X account called What to Do Intern for a while now, and he just published an article called 22580 from GPT-2 to Kimi 3 explained, and I was really interested to see how far have we come in the LLM scaling phase. Like the scaling laws have held like pretty good now. So I wanted to see this visualization and figure out how far we have come. So let's start. First of all, let's see this is the timeline that we have. In 2017, softmax attention, the vanilla attention came out. Then in 2019, GPT-2, which I think had around, let's see, GPT-2 has, okay, let's Google it. GPT-2 parameters. So, oh wow, it's just 124 million. And in fact, I had recreated this model in MLX and trained it in like a couple of hours on my laptop. So yeah, so in 2019, this model came out, then linear attention, then delt forward delta networks, flash attention. This was like a leap forward because this removed the curse of quadratic scaling, at least on the hardware level, by cleverly using GPU memory and HBM. Then gated delta networks, KDA, attention residuals. I think this was DeepSeek or during their when they published their MHC uh, manifold hyperconnection paper as well as this, and today we are seeing Kimi 3. So 22,580. That's how many GPT-2 models fit inside Kimi K3. We scale up by a factor of 22,580 in 7 years, but is it just scale? In this workflow, I'll walk through how we got here and how much or how little has changed since then. We'll trace the major architectural developments leading to Kimi 3. So yeah, GPT-2 was a decoder-only transformer. So if we have, this is the most standard way of taking out your logits into final attention layers. So we have token embeddings, positional encoders, then transformer, etc. So say you get an input in text, you tokenize it, and then use the token embedding to map it into your embedding space and then pass it to your decoder. Each transformer block zoomed in looks like this. Yeah, so we have a layer norm layer, then we have a causal self-attention layer, another layer norm, and then the final MLP, multi-layer perceptron. And in your forward pass, what you do is you take X, you attach attention on top of this after applying layer norm, and then you use your MLP and go forward. So this probably is one block, uh, similarly visualized here. The self-attention here is in multi-head approach because we have QKV, and if you want to scale, you can attend to separate phrases. Or okay, think of it like this: if you want to attend to the same token in different ways, you need multiple self-attention heads. What this will do is it will get you the meaning of that word on various levels, like in a phrase, in a word, or on a high level concept, etc. So yeah, so this, I think in the original GPT-2 we had to scale it, we had to repeat it 12 times to get the final model. Attention is also pretty straightforward. This looks very similar to how Andre Karpati had explained it in his tutorial. So you take your BTC from, these are the three channels from your X. You apply attention on top, split it on the dimension 2, and then calculate QKV. Then the attention is the famous formula of QK transform QA transpose divided by square root. This is for normalization. Yeah, once the final hidden state matrix is produced, the language model head maps it into vocabulary logics. During autoregressive decoding, only the logics at the final positions are needed to select the next token. Yeah, so once your tokens go through all the layers and at the final layer, what we do is we collapse them back into our embedding space and get the final probability of these logits. Like He has mentioned here this is the inefficiency of decoder-only generation. The model computes representation for every input position, but each decode step consumes only the final position's logits. Without caching, much of that work would be repeated for the next token. If you notice here, we have to calculate this KQV every time we want to get the answer. So this is kind of a seed in future where things like KV caching came about, where you can actually save a lot of memory using this, and you can also increase throughput because of that. Yeah, like he has mentioned here, the KV cache comes from a straightforward observation. After appending the generated token to the input, the model will otherwise recompute projections for all previous tokens. Storing the keys and value vectors avoids these redundant work. That storage is the KV cache. It retains vectors from the previous n-1 tokens and can become large enough to create a memory bandwidth bottleneck. Yeah, you can only scale KV cache so much that otherwise even that becomes a bottleneck. Overall, with about 50k possible tokens, 12 blocks, 12 heads, and an embedding dimension of 768, our baseline model is about 124 million parameters. Okay, yeah, this is the number we just found out.